I got the opportunity to review a device which is called the Carpuride W702RS PRO. So a review, in my opinion, is not something you do in one day. You do it over the course of a couple of days and make videos about it, and then you technically, in my case at least, I slap them together and try to create a opinion at the end of the video, what I think, what I like, what I dislike, and if I'm going to keep it, because I think that's the ultimate question. I got it for free, and I would like to show you how it all started. Hello, this is a sponsored video. I'm going to not be biased based on the fact that I got it for free. I can keep it. This is one of their latest model. It's the Carpuride W702RS PRO, as you can see here on the box. That means that it's a professional, which I am not. It has a radar function. It has IP67, which means it's technically waterproof, something we're going to test. You can use a pressure washer. It should be water resistant, dust resistant. You can use it with Android Auto, or you can use it with your iPhone. The box comes with some stuff, and I'm now going to just install it in the middle of the wild nature of the Netherlands. The tools are inside the box. You can basically just install it wherever you are. So let's go and see how that works. The device comes with some tools. I'm going to install it on a Aprilia Touareg. I am now going to unbox it. So what are you going to get in the box? A paper, which you don't need, unless you want to ship it back. The device itself, it's a 7-inch. I want to put it eventually right here, but that's not the point, because that means you have to buy extra accessories, which you can find on the website. I'm now just going to showcase that you can basically just install it out of the box without buying extra any mounting brackets, mounting options, etc. I hope it holds off-road, because that's also one of the reasons why I wanted to test this. I like the fact that I can remove the screen from my bike, but it does need to hold its own when I'm going off-road or even crash. But for now, we're just going to do the basic out of the box, set it up onto the bike. So here's the mount for the device. What else you're going to get is a radar. This radar needs to be on the back of the bike. The arrow has to be pointed up. Then we have a remote, which you can put in your handlebars. You have the option to mount it to your battery. You have a plus and a minus. So if you're a little bit handy, you can just add it to your battery or some other connection on your bike. And one of the nice features, and the one we're going to use now, we have a USB. So my bike, not every bike, my bike has a USB that I can use to power devices, which is going to be the Carpuride. Then you have your mounting hardware. Oh yeah, the most important part for some people, the manual. Okay, so we're going to mount it. We have a screwdriver type Allen key. We have an actual Allen key. And now we have some rubbers that we can use to mount it to different sizes of crash bars, of handlebars, you name it, all the bars. And we have some bolts and nuts that we can use to mount it. So I assume, I've never done it before, I assume this should be enough. So where am I going to mount it? I would say I would like it rushed dead straight in the middle. This bracket holds the nut. That bracket, I don't like it. This thing is terrible to use, but you can use it. You can use it. You just need to make sure that the nut is on the bottom, because there's an indent that can hold it so it doesn't rotate. So FYI, I'm gonna do this a little bit. And now we're gonna get our navigation. Yeah, this tool is not the most friendly to use. At least they provide all the tools you need to install it. The remote, you have the smaller hex Allen key screwdriver. I do like the idea of this mount. I did connect it up to the device, so let's continue with radar. So now I need to find a place where I can mount this. So I might put it here. This is double-sided tape. You can use the 4 screw holes as well if you want to properly mount it. And now we're going to wire it to the front. Still have quite a piece of wire left. And if you look at the connections, purple goes on purple. For the controller, yellow goes on yellow. And of course you have red for the power, which we're going to do last. Also make sure that you don't have the bike on or connected to the device while mounting these things, because you might need that extra fuse. Now we're going to use the USB, because I can't rewire the whole thing while I'm here. That's not the point of the video. For now, we're just going to use the USB, which I have here on my bike, with a cap that is very handy to remove. And we're going to connect the power to it. So this is switched power. It will only power when the switch is on. There we go. Everything's set. It should work. So now we just need to pop it on, like so. And it should work now. So power on the bike. And there we have it. Carpuride. This is the support. If you have any issues, you can contact them, send them an email, and they should help you out. Because I'm recording with my phone, I can't connect it at the moment. So that's an issue.
Switch to a different camera.
Let's switch to a different camera. A couple hours later, I'm in my garage, or shed, however you want to call it. And we're going to connect the Carpuride to my phone. So let's connect it up. So the first time you start Carpuride, you will be greeted with this screen. You will need to connect your phone to the Carpuride of your choice. It's very simple. It has an active searching Bluetooth connection open. So on your phone, you just go to Bluetooth, you pair a new device, you find the Carpuride, and you select it. It will ask you for permissions to allow your contacts or call history. Press pair, and that's it. Basically, you are now ready to go. One thing that I would like to mention, if you go to audio output, it is currently set to Bluetooth transmission. What that means, you need to connect your phone to the Carpuride and then also your helmet to the Carpuride. You can have two devices connected at the same time, and then both people connected to the Carpuride are able to listen to music. Personally, I put it on iPlay Auto, and what that means, my phone will be connected to the Carpuride and my helmet will be connected to my phone. One of the biggest advantages of it is that the audio quality of phone calls and the music is better, because my phone is actually actively transmitting the audio to my helmet instead of via a proxy, via the Carpuride. It's a great device, but the quality of the audio, in my opinion, is a bit behind. Maybe in the future they will fix that. Also, when you turn off your bike while you have your helmet connected, you will lose the audio or phone call you are having at that particular moment. So I just prefer to have it connected to my phone. That way I can just turn off my bike, and even if I have a call ongoing, I can just keep calling. But that's up to you. So that's whatever you think is for the best for you. That is what you need to select, of course. So we now saw the installation of the device and how to connect your phone to it, which of course is going to be different from an iPhone, but I don't have an iPhone. Let's talk about the BDS. The BDS is a radar detection system that will track cars that come up behind you or cars that you just passed. On the screen itself, as you will see in a little bit, there will be small notifications, marks, not very intrusive, and they will tell you if there's a person next to you. That doesn't mean you shouldn't never look left or right when you actually overtake a car or when you drive on the highway. It's just a little helper, a reminder that there might be something there, because it is a device that might have it wrong. The device itself should be between 75 and 90 centimeters from the ground. My bike, I don't really have much options. For detailed instructions, I definitely recommend reading the manual. What I can tell you is I have a metal plate for my top case and my luggage. Those things are technically in the way. They're not supposed to be there according to the manual. Yet for me, on the highway, it worked perfectly fine.
Something that is very nice about the Carpuride that I've noticed driving towards the event, the radar detection, as you can see on my screen now it's gone, so it will pop up again in a bit. It's not intrusive, it's not like annoying in your face, just a small, gentle yellow mark. Again, on my left side there's a car coming. He's faster than me at the moment. He's gonna pass me. There he is. The screen is nice and clear, you can read everything properly. It doesn't like gloves, or at least the ones that I have. These gloves that I'm wearing currently are gloves that are terrible for screens in general. And it's not too big. I was afraid that the 7-inch would look ridiculous. And I'm not sure how it will look on video, if it looks ridiculous, but in real life, having it now in front of me, it looks great, the 7-inch.
So after that exhilarating ride on the highway, took about 2 hours. I hate riding highway, but you know, it has to happen. And it was a nice place to test the Carpuride and how the BDS system is actually functioning. It definitely helped, especially when overtaking cars. The moment you overtake a car, when you actually pass it, it also shows you on the screen a small yellow marker. And then if you cross-reference that, in my case with my mirror, I noticed I actually passed the car, which is great. But my main focus was actually to use it off-road. We went on a TED trip. We had about 15 to 20 people and we were all driving off-road. One of the main things that I really wanted to test this device on, how good is it off-road? Is the radar detection functional off-road, especially when it's covered in mud? I wanted to know, does it actually pick up other motorcycles? If the device is going to survive driving off-road. I also wanted to know if the Carpuride itself was able to keep up and not break down, or I just wanted to know, can I actually use it in every situation, in every scenario? This is the result. During my trip I actually had a little bit of an eye injury, so looking towards the sun made everything a little bit more difficult. On the screen itself at the moment you can see that there's a yellow marker, so there is a person on my right at this particular moment. We are now coming up to the corner, and as you see here in the corner, the person on my right pops up. You can see that the screen is mounted on my navigation bar on my bike. It's static, which means there's no play in it. It basically is completely stuck on my navigation bar. And even when we go speeds up to 100 kilometers an hour off-road, it held up perfectly fine. This is a custom bracket that I made myself, but you can get a bracket from Carpuride themselves. You can find it on the website. It's the same principle, but because I have a specific tower, I wanted to build one myself or design one myself. You can see here we're driving quite fast, up to approximately 100 kilometers an hour, and the screen itself is perfectly fine. At this particular point I noticed that there was a buddy of mine who was on my left. My screen perfectly showed it, even though it was covered in mud. And here we go, you can see his point of view, he's going past me. There we have another few bumps, and all in all, after 6 hours of abuse, it held up perfectly fine. So, now we come to the conclusion. Would I buy a Carpuride myself if I didn't get it for free? Yes, I would. I was actually looking at Carpuride a few weeks before I actually got a notification from Alice. Alice, thank you. Very much appreciate you reaching out to me. I'm very happy that I can do this review for you guys. The things that I didn't like about this device. So I have the BM05 mount, which means I can basically I can click it in and then it is locked to my bike. I need to use a key to unlock it, and I find that key very finicky. You need to put it in straight, then you need to turn it at an angle, and then you have to push it through to actually lock it or take it off your bike. And due to my windshield, my windscreen, it makes it a little bit harder. That's something I didn't like. One small thing that I didn't like was the screen brightness. It is 1000 nits, and in most use cases it's going to be more than enough. But on those days where there's like a full out sun, and it's just a little bit harder to read. It's not impossible, it's just a little bit harder to read. So if it was like 1200, 1500 nits, I think that would have been a bit better. What do I like? I like the fact that I can use all the apps that I normally use when I only use my phone for navigation. I currently use Stegra, and I use my Google Maps for normal commuting. But when it comes to off-road and I need to use GPX files, I use Stegra or Osmond. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. And they work perfectly fine on this thing. It's also nice that I can easily switch music. I can see what music is playing, and all in all, the device is pretty fast. But the fastness also will depend on your phone. So if you have a slow phone, it will also be slower on the Carpuride. I like the screen size on my bike. It looks better in real life than actually than maybe on the video, but that's going to be subjective. There's also a 6-inch version, which I also really much like, but it didn't have the BDS, and which is something that I really wanted to test. So if you have any questions about the device, leave some questions in the comments. I can maybe answer them for you. If you're interested in a device like this, then I would recommend checking out the description. I have a code, it's on screen. It will give you a 30% discount, and discounts are always nice. So thank you, Alice from Carpuride, who reached out to me, and thank you all for watching. So have a good one.